got this wild idea last night, y'all. Okay, I decided that I was going to shoot my own short film all by myself. And when I say shoot all by myself, I am talking about writing, I am talking about directing, I'm talking about producing, I'm talking about acting in it, I'm talking about actually shooting it. I'm gonna be the DP, I'm gonna do my own lighting, all of it, edit it, everything. I am going to do all of it. And honestly, that idea came from me looking at a YouTube video last night where this guy was, going through his whole process of what he did to shoot that short film all by himself. And I was like, I've seen a video like that before, and I had thought about it before, but I talked myself out of doing it because I was like, girl, you don't know how to do this, you don't know how to do that, whatever. And so I just talked myself out of it. But as a creative, and in this day and age with all of the technology that, and the gear that we can get for on the low, I was like, you have no excuse not to do something on your own. You should always be creating. So if you're new to my channel, by the way, I'm Theta Catalan. I'm a writer and producer, and this is the place to be if you are a filmmaker, screenwriter, or a content creator. So, and I share most of the time content mostly about producing and, raising funding and distribution and marketing. So those are like my main pillars of what I discuss because I'm a producer at heart. That's what I do. But I do want to break into directing as well and more screenwriting. So that's why I decided to do this short film. This is going to be a series, looking at that guy when he documented, it was just one video that he did documenting his process. And then, he had another video of the actual short. But I am going to actually do a whole series. Now, I have no idea how many videos will be in this series. And this series is probably going to last over a year or at a year, because I'm going to take you through the process, starting with brainstorming the idea all the way through distribution, meaning, mostly film festivals. And they have a few platforms that does take short films. So we'll see how that goes as well. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about the SWOT analysis, because I decided to do a SWOT analysis to see if this was even feasible for me to do. Like if you're going to do something, make sure that you go into it with some research. You don't want to be blind to the things that you're doing, right? So that's why I decided to do a SWOT analysis, and then I did some brainstorming. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, while I get set up here in my office, because I did kind of do my SWOT analysis on my computer, and last night though, when I was brainstorming, I was jotting down everything. So I have to translate that to the computer. All right, so let me get set up and then we'll get back to this. First, we're going to start with the SWOT analysis. That's what we're going to discuss first, because that's one of the first things that you really should do, right? So I jotted some stuff down this morning when I was really breaking it down, and I want to go through this with you so you can see how it's done, and you can kind of think about those things as you're preparing to create a short film. So what a SWOT analysis is basically you going through your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that can happen with this production, right? So the first thing we're going to start with was strengths, right? So one of my strengths is obviously my skills that I have, which is screenwriting and producing. I went to school, Full Sail University for screenwriting. I have written some screenplays, and I've been producing for like nearly 15 years. So those are my strengths going into this. And I had also went to film school for like maybe 18 months. But I had switched over to go to Full Sail to do writing instead. So I have some of that background. I learned a lot of different things about making a film. But like I said, I leaned heavily towards producing because I come from a corporate background. So that's another skill. That's another strength that I have, the business acumen that I got. So Another strength is, I already said experience with the 15 years, is creative control. And so basically, when you're shooting your own film with no other person involved, obviously you're going to have a lot of, influence on your own production, right? So shooting the film alone allows for complete creative control over every aspect, so ensuring that it's truly my vision. And one of the things, since I've been in the film business, I have basically been shooting other people's ideas. As a producer, someone has come to me with a script, and we just ran with it. So even when I did a short film, it was somebody else's. I did a couple of other short films, but one that I can say that is really great quality, because we won't talk about them film school ones, right? It was somebody else's idea. So this can be truly my vision, and I don't have to compromise it. So another strength about shooting it all alone is the cost efficiency of it, because as a one-person crew, it minimizes the production cost, so I don't have to hire actors, I don't have to hire crew members, I don't have to hire caterers. So that means I don't have to spend a ton of money on food and craft services. I just go downstairs and eat what's in my refrigerator, and then I don't have to worry about renting equipment, which that part may not necessarily be true. One of my strengths is I do have some equipment. I have some lights. I have a camera. I have, a mic for sound. So I have some things, but I may have to rent some lenses, so I may have some different lens choices. But we'll discuss more of that when we get further down into the episode, when I'm talking, making my shot list. So anyway, another good thing about this short film, and I'm saying the strengths for me, and which I have learned from previous experience, is to shoot a contained film. And what a contained film is basically you're shooting in one location with minimal cast, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 actors. You're starting to push it, and you have a skeleton crew, which obviously I don't have a skeleton crew. I got a bone. I don't have a full skeleton. So that is what a contained film is. So that is a huge strength, because I don't have to worry about going to a whole bunch of different locations and, worrying about, production moving and all that kind of stuff, because time is money. So everything will be done here in my home. So that is one of my recommendations to you. If you decide to do a short film, think about the things that you already have that is an asset of yours, or that maybe you can borrow from somebody that you don't have to really spend a whole bunch of money on. Okay, so another strength is the flexibility. So you have the flexibility to shoot at your preferred location, which is my home. And it's going to be, I can shoot it at any time, any place, whenever I need to. And also at my own pace. And with this being a short film that I'm doing all by myself, I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to put the pressure on me like,
oh, I want to hurry up and get it done because I want to reach this deadline so I can submit it to this particular film festival.
Now, I know that is probably going to be in the back of my head a little bit, but I'm not pressuring myself, because I know that there will be some challenges, especially in departments that is not my skill set. And so that's what we'll go into is next. Well, I have one more strength, which is autonomy, which is basically I can make decisions quickly. I don't have to worry about, us getting together in a meeting, then we're going back and forth, fighting over our creative ideas, even though it's a collaborative process in filmmaking, we still have those challenges, and we still have to go back and forth, and then we figure out the compromise on how to make it work. Well, when you're doing it all by yourself, make the decision and move. So now we're going to get into the weaknesses. So I kind of said some of it already. So limited skill set is the first one, which that was the first one that popped in my mind, because like I said, I'm not a camera operator. I don't do lighting. I'm kind of average with my editing. So there's some things that I'm sure that I'm going to want to do in editing that I'm going to have to take the time out to go and look at a YouTube video or something and learn how to do it. So those are some of my limited skill sets. Now, another weakness is it can be time consuming. And I definitely even understand that just doing these YouTube videos, because sometimes when you have to shoot everything yourself, you have to do your makeup, you have to do your hair, you have to do lighting, you have to, you know, set up the camera. If you're going to have anything else involved with it, you know, if you're moving upstairs, going downstairs, all this kind of stuff, like all of that takes time when just one person is doing it. And baby, I'll be breaking out in a sweat sometimes trying to do all of that stuff. So it can be time consuming. And that's what I said about pacing. I'm going to go at my own pace. I'm not going to rush myself because I know that I have to do it all by myself. So just keep that in mind, that it can be time consuming to do all of that. Now, another weakness is lack of collaboration. Now, although I said that, you know, hey, I can make decisions quick, I don't have to worry about, you know, going into a meeting and collaborating and trying to figure out and compromise, but that is a weakness as well, because this is a business of collaboration, of creative people coming together and bringing ideas. And so when you're working with somebody else, you know, you're brainstorming, you're problem solving, you're doing all this together. And when you don't have that other voice, you know, other people, you know, maybe I have a blind spot on something and somebody else can say, I don't know about that. And then you can think about it like, okay, well, maybe I can do it another way. So if you're doing it all by yourself, you just got to run with whatever you're going to do. We'll see. All right, so the other weakness is physical and mental strain. Obviously, when you're doing all of this by yourself, it can wear you out. You can get tired. You just want to give up. All those different things can run through your mind. I mean, you're just literally fatigued. And so, you know, that can be another thing that slow you down, is not just because your limited skill set, is just because you're tired and you want to take a break. And so now you put it on the back burner until you feel like doing it again. So that is something to think about. Okay, so now we're going to go to opportunities. Okay, so the first opportunity is unique creative expression. And so that's basically the lack of external influence can result in a film that's distinctly your own, showcasing your unique perspective and style. So like I mentioned before, all the films that I've done before has not necessarily been my voice, because I didn't write the script, I didn't direct it. So it's not really showcasing what Theta is about as a filmmaker. And that is one of the things that I have been wanting to focus on more, is being able to put out there what Theta likes to write and shoot, and visually how I bring it together. So that is what doing it all by myself gives me an opportunity for. The next thing is, you know, submitting to film festivals. Many film festivals obviously love independent films. Some people get their break at film festivals. And so it's just a good place to network. You can get recognized, or, you know, some recognition and awards, and you can meet a lot of people in the industry, and you just don't know, that can be a stepping stone for you in your career, because somebody might see you, like if your short film is killing it on the film festival circuit, word get around, right? So who is this chick that's, you know, making all this noise in the indie world of, you know, film festivals? So that is just, you know, another opportunity that you can get. And here's the thing when it comes to networking, because I know networking is hard. Even when you go into film festivals, you don't know nobody. You might be afraid to walk up to people. But if you have a film in the festival, and, you know, a lot of times they have panels, or, you know, they do a quick Q&A at the end of the film, then that's your opportunity to shine. And so when it's all said and done and y'all walking out of the theaters, a lot of people will go up to you and start talking to you. So that is a way of, like, if you're afraid to just go up to people and start talking to them, they more than likely will come up to you, especially if you did something great, right? Okay, so another opportunity is the opportunity to hone my skills. So obviously, like I said, cinematography, that's going to be my biggest challenge, and lighting. That's going to be my biggest challenge with doing this film, because that is not my skill set. And I said it in one of my other videos. I'll post it up here when I go and see which one it was, but so you can go and check it out. But basically, I was saying that that's not my skill set. When it comes to technical stuff, I just really don't like it at all. And in editing, it was the same way. When I was in school and I was taking editing classes and Photoshop and oh my God, learning how to do a website, cinematography, lighting, all of those classes I absolutely hated. And now with my Business Diversity and Cinema Academy, I do all of it. I do all of it. And so I've gotten so much better. Like, creating a website don't bother me anymore at all. Like, let's do it. Let's get to it. And editing, I'ma still say that I don't like it. I can do it, but I don't like it. It's such a tedious job, and I just rather be in another headspace instead of sitting at a computer editing. But it's kind of fun because you are putting a story together. So that is the part that keeps me engaged with editing, because I like seeing the story coming together. But that's cinematography and lighting. And one of the scenes that I have in my head right now that I know that I want to do is going to be it's going to be dark. You know, it's going to be night in the house. And baby, that's some lighting right there. And I'm going to have to figure it out. So, and I will. So that's another opportunity that you get when you're doing it all by yourself. Okay. Another opportunity is the opportunity to expand my writing and directing portfolio. So like I said, I've been doing everybody else's stuff. I have one short film that I can use in my directing portfolio, but again, it's not my voice. It wasn't my story. So with this, it is going to be totally my voice, and people get to see what Theta is about as a filmmaker. So that's one of the reasons I'm kind of excited about doing this. And then the next opportunity is breaking into a new career path, which I already said I want to break into directing. So that is what this is going to do for me. And then opportunities for distribution. So whether that's going to be the film festival circuit, which I will definitely do, and, you know, looking into some other platforms like my film Karma, the short film that I did that plays on Revolt TV like constantly when they do the short film series that they have. It is on there. They still playing it. So I have that. And then with Revolt, they short films, they're looking for something that is kind of related with music and all this kind of stuff. But another distribution platform for short films that I really would like to submit to is Issa Rae's, her Hooray Media. That she has I think it's Short Film Sundays. I'm gonna link it so y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'll give you the right name. But anyway, she has a short film series that she do on YouTube. So, but Issa Rae think it's quality work. Hello, that's how you start trying to put yourself out there. It could possibly be a stepping stone or whatever. So those are, you know, just hopefully the opportunities you are trying to get when you do a short film. So now we're gonna jump into the threats. For the threats is quality concerns. So obviously when you don't have the skill set, you know, for, you know, the editing, for the lighting, for the camera, because basically that's what people can see. I mean, even production design, because I keep saying those things, but production design, I think I'll do okay with production design because I really like, you know, putting stuff together, decorating and all that kind of stuff. So I should be okay, and I'm keeping it very simple anyway. So I'm not doing no big elaborate set, you know, or some kind of construction build out or anything like that. So that should be pretty easy. But you know, hair, makeup, I'm not really a hair person. I try, but and makeup, you know, same thing. So those are different, you know, skill sets that I may not necessarily be the strongest at, but I'm gonna have to do it. But a lot of independent films, you still have to do your own hair and makeup. So I'm just saying, if you got a low budget, well, ultra low budget indie film, more than likely you're gonna have your actors doing their own hair and makeup. It's just the way it is, because you can't afford, all that extra. So, and those are just some of the things that people pick up on, though, when they're looking at shorts. So obviously I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, because I know better, because I've been producing feature films, so I know better, so I should do better. But again, it's still a threat to the quality of it, when it comes to doing the camera and the lighting and the editing. So again, another threat is a burnout. The stress of it all and the pressure, it can just burn you out where you just want to quit. You don't want to do it. And basically it can lead to not completing the project, which is another threat, is besides you affecting your mental health by burning out trying to do this all by yourself, you may just not want to complete it all together. So now you wasted all your time, all your energy, and whatever money you're going to put into it. I'm hopefully not putting a lot of money into this since I'm doing it all by myself. That is going to be something in one of the episodes when we do the budgeting episode of this whole series. I will, let y'all know exactly how much I plan on spending once I break it down. All right. But with me being a writer, so that's again, if you being a writer and you're doing this all, write the script to what you have. Don't be trying to, or what you can afford to go and get. Don't be trying to do a whole bunch of extra stuff that you can't afford to do, right? Write to what you have. And I'm going to tell you, Robert Rodriguez, the director, Robert Rodriguez, his first film, his feature film, was $7,000. And he said the exact same thing. He wrote it to what he had, or if he knew somebody, that had it. You know what I mean? So think in those terms. Do you know somebody who you can get it from, or you actually have it? If you can't do either one, don't write it into your script. All right. So, and that's take me to the other threat, is limited resources. So the absence of a team means limited resources for problem solving and troubleshooting during production, and equipment. So when I shoot this, I'm going to be shooting it with this same camera that I'm using right now for YouTube. Some people may be like,
no, I really want to shoot with an Ari camera, or I really want to shoot with a Blackmagic Design pocket camera, or whatever.
Some of these cameras that are more expensive, whether you're renting them or definitely buying them, you can be spending a boatload of money. So I'm just going to use the camera that I have to show you that you don't necessarily need all of the super expensive cameras to make quality work, because there's a lot of people who are shooting on these type of cameras. All right, so the other thing is competition. So obviously when you're doing this, there's a bunch of people who out there, there's a bunch of people learning like, hey, I got a camera. Even they cell phones, you know what I mean? They were like, hey, I can use the camera from my cell phone, and people are shooting movies, let alone short films. They're shooting full feature films, music videos, everything from a cell phone. So that's just a lot of competition out there. And so if you're competing against that many people, then that means you need to make sure your quality is the best out of all of them thousands of people that you're going to be going up against, right? So, the other thing is distribution challenges. So if you're not in a network of people who know how to get distribution for a short film, then you're going to have those challenges. And so honestly, with a short film, by the time you get to these distribution challenges, which you should figure out in the development phase of production, you should know your distribution strategy. And I discussed that in my online course, Leveling Up Your Film Business, how to come up with your distribution strategy, your marketing strategy, your budget, your funding, all of that is a part of the course. And so those are things that you do in the development phase, not after the fact. So honestly, with that, I probably would talk to different people on that, so you don't have to be 100% all alone doing it. You know what I mean? Especially with stuff like that. But I'm talking about the actual production of it all and shooting it and coming up with the concept and putting it together and writing it. Now, my last threat, that was it. That's all my threats. So there you go. That is how you do a SWOT analysis to figure out if this is a good idea for you or not. Maybe, if you're just getting started, I'm hoping that this short gonna be anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes, but people are doing like 2-minute shorts, 3-minute shorts. Maybe if you're just starting out and all of it is new to you, you don't know how to do camera, you don't know how to do lighting, you don't know how to do editing, you don't know how to produce it, you don't know how to direct it, none of that kind of stuff, then shooting a shorter version may be better, so you can learn from that, and then you just keep growing and growing from there. And just so you know, the sweet spot of a short film is around the 10-minute mark. So that's just something for you to keep in mind. All right, so this video is going on a little longer than I expected it to, and so I am going to do the brainstorming in the next video. So stay tuned for that, because well, hopefully I'm gonna be coming at you rapidly, but if not, because like I told you, I am taking my time with this because I still have a whole bunch of other things to do. And so that's why when I said one of the things with weaknesses was it's time consuming, because I still have my business to run. I am currently editing a video for one of my clients, and I'm also creating a webinar and book for business plans for filmmakers. So I'm doing all of that, and I still do all of the administrative tasks for my other films. So just because you're done with a film, you shot it and it's distributed, it don't end there, okay, y'all? So we gonna get back together when we get to this brainstorming session. See you in the next video. Oh, and hey, don't forget to subscribe. All right, I'll see y'all in the next video.